There's no place like home. With the casino job in the books, the members of Chaos are in for some downtime. That is, except for Chase Variant, who finds herself one-on-one with the administrator of the lighthouse and former Chaos team member, Kimberly Gordon, who also happens to be her grandmother. What other shocking secrets will be revealed? Find out on Good Chaotic.
All right, kid. I want to hear all about your first mission.
Yeah. First of all, I touched ground. That was really cool. Have you ever touched ground? Have you seen ground? It was so cool. It's like you're on it, and there's not like a station hovering underneath you. It's like there's a whole planet underneath you, and I feel like it just if you dug, you wouldn't like suck out into the vacuum of space. You would just keep going down. So that was cool.
Kid, Chase, I know what ground is. And the steely demeanor that Kimberly had been exhibiting earlier is starting to fade just a little bit. She's still a very prim and proper kind of person because so much depends on her. But hearing you talk about this is just warming her heart, and she can't help but smile. But yeah. Go on. I didn't mean to interrupt.
So I'm not going to make the audience listen to me recap an episode from weeks ago, but for us,
because then I don't have to edit a previously on.
Yeah. So
just tell me, what was it like for you being out in the world? Because I know that's what you want more than anything else.
Well, I was just telling you that there was ground, and that's.
But there's so much more.
It was cool to see people that I never had seen before. Like, that was fun. And then also, I talked to a girl. And there was also like, it was kind of fun. Like, I didn't know, I went into a room and I had a gun and I told everyone to get out, and they like didn't, and then we hit a button and they were all gone, and that was a thing. And then Trip was like, "Oh, I'm piloting a ship, so I need somebody else to go out with the grappling hook." And so I did it, and I got to grapple a hook between the ship we were stealing. And it's okay to tell you we were stealing stuff. We were stealing the ship, and then we went back to the vagabond, and it happened.
I mean, I know for a fact that you have a knack for stealing ships, isn't that right?
I went right to it. Okay. Yeah. So I guess it's good to do it officially.
It's fine when you do it for the lighthouse, hun.
I was doing it for the lighthouse.
I know.
Okay.
I know you were. I know that taking that ship and heading out into the darkness seemed like, well, I don't want to call it a good idea, but it was certainly an idea, wasn't it?
It's just, there has to be more out there. If this star is not going to last forever, and we're going to have to find a way to get around it. So like, why are we just sitting here staring at it when we could be finding something else to do?
And we are looking for things to do. You've seen the labs, you've seen the research, you've seen the scientists, and this is what we have to do right now. And as much as I appreciate your enthusiasm for trying to find alternate solutions, we do still have to work together. All of this works when we work together. The only reason we have survived is when we work together. And I love that part of you that says, you know what, I can't just sit around and wait for the end to come. Because you know what? You get that from me, kid.
Okay.
But I will tell you something. I'm very glad that you're back here in one piece, because I've been out in the field. I know how dangerous it is. I know it is. And did it feel like something that had been missing from your life? Did it feel like you were finally doing something bigger than yourself? Because that's what it felt like for me.
Yes, it did. Like, it felt like I was actually being active and proactive instead of just sitting around waiting for things to end.
Fantastic. I want you to remember that feeling. Every time you're out there on a mission, put the danger aside, and I want you to keep doing that, because I see so much potential in you. And yes, sitting here in the lighthouse is not for you, but your mother would kill me if she knew what you were doing. By the way, she called about 4 times while you were gone, so you should definitely talk to her. But
I make like a grimacing face when you say it. I realize I keep forgetting that I'm on microphone and not on camera. So yeah, when you say call her, like it's like telling a child to eat her Brussels sprouts, like it is. Which is, by the way, Brussels sprouts are delicious and you should eat them. But I understand as a kid, taste buds aren't there yet. But yeah, it's very much like I don't want to call her. Yeah.
Well, the things we do for family, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Fair. Yeah. Yep. Point taken. Yep.
well, look, these missions, they take a lot out of you. I want you to get some rest. I know the adrenaline from this is going to be pumping through you, but you need to remember to take care of yourself, okay? And keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Now get the hell out of my command center.
You made me and I get up and like but my mask goes back on once I'm back out in the public area.
Okay, great. So now we're gonna get into some game mechanic stuff. We're gonna talk about downtime. First and foremost, you do get rewards for completing missions for the lighthouse. You will be given 4 cred. Cred is, in the regular Scum and Villainy, is used as sort of a catch-all in terms of larger amounts of money or wealth or things like that. But the way we are going to use it is credibility. If you spend cred, if you want someone to help you, assist you, and that will be used for your downtime. So 4 cred that is pooled between all of you to be distributed how you see fit.
Yep. Michael and I both just filled in all 4 bubbles, and then we just both at the same time started erasing bubbles.
Teamwork.
So we should all just take 1 cred, do you think? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Okay.
In case unless other folks need them later.
Yeah.
We're a crew. We'll figure it out.
See how it goes.
So there are 4 steps for downtime. There is payoff and upkeep, heat, entanglements, and then downtime activities. So first, payoff and upkeep. You've gotten your payoff, which is your cred. And because the lighthouse has a full complement of flight staff folks, you will not have to worry about the cost of keeping your ship in flying condition. That will be taken care of.
Awesome.
So we're going to jump to the heat. Okay, so after a job or conflict with an opponent, your crew takes heat according to how the job played out. So we are going to assign heat for Lucky Luna and for the Audacity, the organization that you stole the casino from. So it is up to you all to decide how much heat you take.
Oh boy, I do personally feel like I think we would have been contained had the other heist not occurred. So I do kind of think it is a loud and chaotic high exposure heat. I feel like it's 4 heat, but I'm willing to be tempered down by the rest of the group if you can argue for it.
My question is, what impact does heat have on the story for you as if we're jumping to different points in time throughout history? Like, how does heat work for us in this story?
I'm going to keep it consistent, and because I want you to be able to decide this, I will play into that.
Okay.
So, but yeah, you can have different levels of heat for each of the 2. So if you think that, you were maybe a little more on the DL with Lucky Luna than with the Audacity, then, you could have a lower level for that.
I feel like, well, the heist crew, the Audacity were the heist crew, or was that somebody else?
No, the Audacity were the people who stole the casino from the Kadanti.
Oh, yeah, they're not going to like us at all.
Yeah,
that feels, I don't think we can blame that on the other crew.
Yeah.
So that feels 4-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I might even argue it would be a 6 because your ship did pick up the casino, so you would be even more traceable.
Yeah.
But that's just a suggestion. It really is up to you as the crew to decide.
I was in a fighter ship shooting down their ships.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even though I didn't kill them, that's a pretty big. Yeah, like that was pretty big. It's at least loud and chaotic. Yeah, I think Ben is right about that.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, they also stole like a civilization's last generation ship. As far as I'm concerned, it's on site. Like, let's wrap these guys up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would add to that. I hope I'm not jumping ahead a bit, but I feel like the heat it is 4 heat. It is loud, chaotic, high exposure. But I also think because moving on to this next section for heat, where you add points based on the attention from the lore. I think that because it's a high profile or well connected target. I feel like that adds +1. So I think in total we're looking at 5 here.
For which of the 2
I
organizations?
think for stealing stealing a whole ass casino.
No, I mean for Lucky Luna or for the Audacity, because you will have a heat level
Audacity
for each of them.
I think for Audacity, certainly.
Yeah, I think for Lucky Luna, we could probably play it off as that other heist crew. And also, I think like if Audacity is also maybe looked down badly upon because they were using like a group, I think like because Audacity themselves are like a criminal organization working there, I think that like Lucky Luna might not be as mad at us as like we were just somebody who was like messing with the like already established. It's like if you're in New York and like a small time group of thugs messes with the mafia, people still play it off as like, oh, it was a gangland violence. So it still kind of blows back on the mafia more than it blows back on like that, like Lucky Number 11, like kind of.
I'd even dare to say like with Lucky Luna, we could potentially get away completely scot-free from them because the heist was another crew. The casino was probably insured and they're just going to get the insurance money back. And every one of their crew was safely teleported out. So in terms of like their corporate breakage, I don't think they're gonna be like, oh, we love these chaos guys. They are our kind of wackos.
Yeah, we might even be like folk heroes for them.
Like
there's no perma damage here.
I feel like with Lucky Luna's insurance department, they have like a special like press 6 for chaos, and you press 6, it's like congratulations. Like it's the best possible.
A check is on its way to you now.
It's just that's how it goes.
Okay, so
the form's necessary.
I wouldn't say I'd be willing to give you a 0 heat on that, but
why not?
And I'll say smooth, quiet, low exposure because I think like our involvement was fairly glossed over by Lucky Luna, whereas I think Audacity is like screw these people. They came for the king. You know what happens when you come for the king?
The audacity of these. Wait, no, that's us.
Oh no.
So are we thinking 5 for the Audacity or 7 for the Audacity?
No,
5.
5 for Audacity, and then for Lucky Luna, probably 1 or 2 is where I would put them.
Yeah.
And I think certainly like because we don't know what's happening behind the scenes, so they may, if Lucky Luna and the other groups communicate and then discover they have a common enemy, maybe the heat will increase at that point in the indeterminate future.
Don't ask for homework.
I want to say the case that I'll make for 1 is that I reached out directly to Yint and I actually like got Yint to run interference for us on the ground. So I think that we really kind of like neutralized what Lucky Luna's involvement was in the escape and really focused entirely on the Audacity on the way out. And I think the Audacity is like where they're at. And like I think that like from now on we should work with just GarageBand because the Audacity clearly has it out for us.
Yeah. I will go on further to say that I reached out to Stras Achimovic and John LeBouf Little, and they said we can do whatever we want with no heat. So I think we're fine.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Nice.
Well, this has been the last episode of the podcast. Okay, so 5 for the Audacity and 1 for Lucky Luna. I think that is completely within reason. Okay, so the next step is entanglements. This we're going to skip. This is a lot more for when you're playing a tabletop game and you need just a random occurrence to happen because we're a little more narrative. I think we're just going to skip entanglements for right now. Is that cool with everyone?
Yeah. Unless you have a narrative reason later to bring one in, we're happy to use that.
Right, yeah. I just think right now there would be no reason. Like, I don't think, a wire is going to burst on the lighthouse or, just some random incursion because of what you did.
Or
for those of you playing at home, entanglements is covered on pages 180, 181, 182, and 183.
Well, like a major difference between us, the homebrew that we're doing, and the actual game is that if you're playing Scum and Villainy straight, there is a sort of empire-like organization called the Hegemony, or Hegemony, depending on how you want to say it. If you've watched things in World Night. But there's like a hegemony cricket who is like sort of this like overall totalitarian organization that you're kind of working against. So it's like the Empire, it's like the Allied planets in Firefly, it's like an evil version of the Federation. It's like that kind of, it's like the Terran Empire basically. So it's like this group that is like this totalitarian group that you're working against. And so a lot of these things like heat and stuff are specifically with the with that organization, whereas we're not using that. So, and
I would also say, I know Riley very specifically said as if you're playing straight. I will say that if you are queer and playing Scum and Villainy straight out of the book, that those rules do or still also apply as well. Obviously, there is the be gay do.
Well, if you're playing it gay out of the book, you also. Yeah, like I like that you jumped on me for using the word straight, and then you used it.
I did use it immediately, and it just kind of came out, and I immediately was like, "Damn it! I'm just going to keep going and hope nobody noticed."
Oh, I noticed.
Yeah, I know.
The last step of this is downtime activities. But before we get to that, we are going to resolve the experience that you have gotten from the previous mission.
Okay, so we have 3 things that. So every time we roll desperate, we mark XP in that attribute, and we do that as we play. So I got 2 in resolve during the last game because of different sways that I made. So I don't know if they're all the same questions for all of us, but I have 3 for me. So mine are: you addressed a tough challenge with charm or audacity. That's lowercase audacity, not the organization called the Audacity. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background, or you struggle with issues from your vice or traumas during the session.
I think each of you has a slightly different one on the first one, but that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say that I definitely did address a tough challenge with charm or audacity because I had that connection with Yintz, and especially once I broke my own kayfabe and messaged Yint and was like, hey, this is the deal. Can you help us out? And she was like, yeah. Mm-hmm. So
I would actually argue for you 2 on that one. Because firstly, the audacity of pretending to be this high roller.
Oh, right.
And
yeah.
then the audacity of trying to reach out to a member of the other crew.
Yeah.
That's 2 for sure.
I agree.
Cool. So I'll mark those 2. I don't think I did the other 2. Unless there's something I definitely didn't do the expressing my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background quite yet. But I don't know if I struggle with issues from my vice or traumas because I did indulge my trouble, my troublemaker, thrill seeker side, but I don't think that I struggled with it. So
Yeah, that sounds completely fair.
Good.
Yeah.
I'll go next. So my first question is: you addressed a tough challenge with speed or flair. I would argue that the way I piloted the ship as we were pulling away might earn me at least 1. And then the next one was you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I don't think I did that. And you struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during the session. I don't think I did that. So I think I did get 2 XP during the session, and I think I get 1 from this. So I think that brings me up to 3.
I would give you even though it wasn't during the adventure, I would give it to you. I would say you got the struggle with your vice because you spent all that time messaging your dealer, like you were having a fit about it. So you role played that out when we're coming back.
That's true.
So.
That is true. Dan, I'll make that your call.
I think Riley makes an excellent point, but because it didn't happen during the mission,
It didn't affect the mission. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say
Okay.
probably not for this time, but
That's fair. Yeah. Okay.
That was
So
more role play flavor, I guess.
yeah, sure. See if I can find anything.
and these, by the way, all go in your playbook advancement, not for the tracks for resolve, prowess, or insight.
Yeah.
Good to know. Okay. For me, question number 1 is: you addressed a tough challenge with force or threats, which feels like some stuff I
I
did.
feel like
You,
you absolutely.
I think you get 2 of those because you
feel like I get at
literally,
least 1.
I think I would say 2 because you literally smashed through ships with your sphere at points.
That is the thing
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, I think that is 2 XP for sure.
Yeah, you threw shrapnel, you knocked out security cameras. You did a lot of. You broke a lot.
I was going through my notes, and just because I try to take what everybody does on their turn, and it's Killsphere created chaos by letting the kids out. Killsphere lays down cover fire. Killsphere laying down cover fire. Killsphere continues to lay down cover fire.
Also, for the audience, I should point out that it maxes out at 2 XP. If you do it multiple times, you can't just keep XP for it. It only maxes out at 2.
Yeah.
So for that question, you definitely get 2.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm halfway through my playbook advancement.
Oh,
so
not me. I've only got 2.
I'm gonna be a.
I was gonna say I probably just have 1. I think I just did the one hacking of the rig, which would I was not in the microphone
do that
at
whole
all.
thing
Yeah, I
a
got to
second
do that
time.
again.
Thank you very much.
I think I'm the lowest with just 1 with my playbook advancement because number 1, the first thing that's listed under mine is every time you roll a desperate action, mark XP in the actions attribute, and don't think I did that.
Yeah, we all have that one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the other one under mechanics says you addressed a tough challenge with technical skill or ingenuity. And I remember doing the hacking rig.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
it's just really just 1 because I think the hacking only happened once.
It was a heck of a lot of hacking.
There were
though.
2
For
hacks.
extent, but the
Was it
first
2
hack,
hacks?
the first hack failed.
Right.
It was the second hack that was just extended for
Okay.
a long period of time.
Yes, you got the EMP to work. So
Yeah.
I'll give it to you for that one.
And then the other ones were express belief or background. I don't think we did that, and there was no slime, so we're good. And she didn't steal anything, so it doesn't work either.
That we know of.
And we know.
We stole a whole ship.
But she
And you stole
purse.
the audience's hearts.
In
Just
my
kidding,
tiny
you already
beaver
had them.
hands.
Can't steal something you already have.
All right, so should we move on to downtime activities proper?
See,
Sure.
Okay, so each of you will have the ability to do 2 downtime activities. If you want to do an additional one, it will cost a cred. And there are a number of different downtime activities. They are acquire asset, craft, indulge vice, which I would recommend because that will help you lower your stress.
Yeah, I need that.
Lay
I gotta
low,
do that.
long-term project, recover, repair, and train.
I think BB is going to go with repair and indulge vice because I was already talking about that anyways because the dam I think the dam gets a little messed up every single time it goes out because we have talked about the fact that it's a hodgepodge of combusted pieces already that are linked together. So I'm pretty sure repair or crafting is always going to be on BB's list. So she's repairing the dam. And in the meantime, I think there might be some Stevie Nicks playing in the background while she's like playing around with the little vials and like redistributing the display inside of the nest. I don't know if we said that last time, but the nest has like a little ledge.
Okay, let's do this scene rather than saying you repair it. We'll take each of your actions one at a time. So where do you tend to repair the dam?
So the dam is located, I would say, by the ice machine.
On the ship.
On the ship, yeah. I would say there's probably a metal shop on the ship somewhere that is kind of BB and Killsphere's making space.
Yeah, we have the workshop.
But
yeah.
because it's shared, it's not her house.
Yeah.
her cabin. So there's a lot more organization. So the dam has its own little inlet there. And then there's wires and gadgets and tools everywhere. Maybe a mysterious glowing thing in the corner. But I want to say that's probably Killsphere's random find versus BB's. I feel like she sequesters herself to the dam and then any sort of other tiny repairs or big repairs that need to happen.
While you are tuning up the dam, the flight crew is still getting the Vagabond in fighting shape, and Chief Engineer Berlin comes in while you're working.
Berlin.
No, Stevie Nicks is playing.
Oh, sorry.
Wrong.
Then I saw my mechanic in the mirror.
Love it.
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
You need a hand with that?
Now, I've got 2 little mitts here and they're good enough and I'll use my back paws if I need to. We're very, very ambidextrous here. Almost quarter-dextrous because, I've got 4 and that's a quart. And what are you doing here?
Oh, I'm just getting the ship ready for your next mission, but there's a whole bunch of flyers on the windshield.
You don't need to see those. That's nothing.
What's
and
it? What?
BB starts shoving these parking tickets away. Maybe there's one of those like dry cleaner tickets there. Is that what they always like slip on your thing? Is it usually a dry cleaner? I don't know. I never look at it. I just throw it in the trash. You don't need to see that. That's nothing. That is company property. My company. Myself.
Well, from what I hear, you all had quite a bit of a blast on Lucky Luna, didn't you?
I think that's one way to say it. It was hotter than a bunch of coyotes on a summer day.
You know they don't let a lot of synthetic folks into the casinos. They think that we're gonna cheat just because we have incredibly powerful brains. I mean, I would love to go there someday. Honestly, I'm a little bit jealous. You get to see so much.
Well, if you want an experience of a casino, but you can't quite walk into one, let me do you one better. You take me and we go to a claw machine. What I'm going to do is you drop me down and I'm going to crawl on in through the hole, crawl up into the machine, go grab you a prize, come back out, walk out none the wiser.
So what you're saying is you want to win me a prize? And she's a robot. She can't really blush, but I think right now she might.
Now, don't get your panties in a twist. This is nothing about any feelings. This is just gentle kindness now.
All right. Well, if you change your mind, and she flips just like a container of smatter. It's like, I saved some of the good stuff. I don't want you getting hurt out there.
Oh my God, this is my favorite. Look at the way it shines in the light. And BB holds up the little container and starts shaking it back and forth. It's kind of like those those water jelly thingies that you had as a kid, and it would like slush back and forth. That's exactly what I'm imagining.
Oh my gosh, I loved those things as a kid.
And she's just holding it up to light and going, ow, ow, ow.
So you actually didn't take any proper damage to the dam, which is fine, but I want to give you the benefit of the repair, and the Vagabond did take some damage. So I do want you to make a rig roll, and in doing so, we're going to repair one of the ship systems.
Sweet. I get 2 dice, so this is going to be swinging. Oh, snap. We rolled a 4 and a 1.
Yeah, because you were really more interested in repairing the dam than the ship itself. It's almost by accident that you fix the ship. You're kind of doing a little damage to it at the same time, but Brilliant is there and the rest of the flight crew's there, so you don't really mess anything up. So you won't get any. You haven't supercharged anything in the ship or whatever like that, though. But I think you're almost a distraction enough.
I was gonna say I feel like she does half of the job and then gets distracted and leaves.
Perfect.
And she's on to the next one, and there's just a small group of mechanics who are following along, taking the other half of like the uncompleted jobs or like quarter completed jobs. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Brilliant is very quietly saying to some of the other crew members, just stay out of sight, but make sure you're following behind her. She's going to leave shit everywhere.
That's why we sneak a tracker onto her back. She never knows.
Can I get a pack of these mechanics to help me with my hobby table? I have
Absolutely.
a lot of half-finished stuff. Okay, good. Just checking. I can go next. I think the first one I want to do is train. I'd like to train my command. Is that something I can do? Or do I need...
I think you're training your resolve. And then when you fill out your resolve,
Right. Thank you. I'd like to train my resolve. So I believe I just add one little guy to the resolve attribute, if I read this correctly.
Okay, Killsphere, you're a very unique entity. How does Killsphere go about improving themselves?
So Killsphere's sort of self-improvement project really is trying to be a better part of, be a more integrated part of this universe. Like they literally came from outside and they're sort of an intruder into this space. So they're trying to, and for the last, we talked about last episode, like 100-something thousand years, Killsphere's been like trying to be a better person, like literally in terms of acting like a person. And as you can tell, they're not making a huge amount of progress. But part of what that is I think they try and take on different sort of voices and personas of other people. That'll carry through into the Vice later as well. But I think how this really represents now is Killsphere's in their sort of quarters, and they have the sort of traditional 3 mirrors actor setup, I think, is how it looks, with like the lights around it, in this like coal black space. There's just this corner, like acting corner. And they're practicing sort of the various characters they took on in the last mission or previous missions. So like you see bearded Dad Sphere again. You see like another like a security sphere from a previous misadventure with a little siren on its head. They're doing like different sort of trying to explore the sort of flexibility of their being.
Killsphere lives in a black box theater.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my gosh.
I've truly become that which I hate the most.
The ultimate
I
theater
saw
kid.
my reflection in the mirror.
Dark miasma. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Come up with a new Killsphere character right now. And you know what? Let's take a suggestion from the audience. Someone just shout out an occupation.
Disco
Plumber.
sphere.
Disco Sphere.
Disco Sphere.
I had 6 written down, but I'm crossing them all out.
Let's save them for another time.
That's the music show.
Yeah, you can tell by the way I use my sphere.
Disco Sphere.
All right. Imagine that a hidden camera is capturing this performance. Of course, it is not, because Killsphere would never allow this to be captured. But let's hear
a little bit of Casey
the process.
Killsphere.
Let's hear the process.
Killsphere Kasem.
Can we maybe speak with Disco Sphere right now?
Disco Sphere doesn't advertise.
Welcome to Killsphere Sounds of the 70s. I'm Killsphere. I'm Discosphere. That is the name I have chosen. You gotta believe this incredible hit from the Codanti system. It's Casino My Heart. I didn't think of a name for those. Discosphere here on KILL Kill Radio.
And just
81.9.
This is what I'm talking about. This is teamwork right here.
And just as a perfect coda to this, I think at one point you changed the outside of Killsphere so you are a reflective disco ball, and you are in spin, and the lights from your 3 mirror setup are filling the black box theater that you live in, because you live in a black box theater, and it almost looks like starlight everywhere. It's actually strangely beautiful.
I am beautiful. Isn't it nice?
No matter what they say.
No matter what they say. Yeah, and I think
You're actually in the beautiful video, and you're the person putting the makeup on and looking in the mirror. And
yeah, it's Killsphere with the makeup on.
Yeah.
No visible eyes or mouth,
Yeah.
but with the makeup on.
Yeah.
Well, there will be now with the contouring, but
Killsphere with the finest cheeks you've ever seen. Yeah.
Cheeks
Fantastic.
Really deadly cheekbones.
They're so lucky. They're a star.
They're a sphere.
They're a
Perfect.
oh, I love that Killsphere plays dress up in their room.
I think they're.
That track's so hard.
I feel like most gloomy people in the real world, they're actually quite sad and at home. It just sort of, I have no idea what this. Anyway, moving on to the next person.
I love it. I love it so much.
also, playing dress up in your room makes you sad. Yep. I heard it out loud.
It makes me sad.
no,
you live your
yeah.
life.
No, I said it out loud, and I understand. Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh.
Oh, yeah, I added my 1 to resolve.
I'm gonna start with my vice. I will say mechanically, I don't need to indulge in my vice right now, but I think in universe it has probably been a little bit.
You have been building up to it for about 4 to 5 episodes now. So.
Time to get help. So
It turns out help is just special milk.
Trip needs somebody. Help!
Chip is going to send another message to his dealer, and he's just going to send a message saying, "Are you here? Do you have the stuff?"
Now that you are back at the lighthouse and not traveling through space, you have connection again. You always have connection, but I think it's funnier that your cell phone just wasn't working. Like, here you go. You do get a message back. It says the usual place.
Okay.
So tell me where the
Sorry,
usual...
just got this.
New telecoms device. Who dis?
Do you think Trip ever just asks, like, help me?
Almost. So.
I need somebody.
Not just anybody. My dealer. I think the usual place for Trip is. I think there is a sushi restaurant up in kind of the upper level of the lighthouse.
Okay. May I make a slight adjustment to
You
that?
may, absolutely.
Yeah, there is a enormous commissary of sorts that is just lovingly referred to as the diner.
Okay.
That people from all over the lighthouse will go to. Food is obviously something that is very important to everyone in the fleet, but
Listeners, write that down.
But it is something that is able to be fabricated.
Yeah.
The base foods can be created. Molecules can be reorganized and turned into the components needed. But cooking is something that can't be replicated easily because it's chemical reactions and stuff like that. So people will go to the diner for a cooked meal, whether if they don't want to do it themselves. But this is there is a chef who takes care of everything, but for the most part, people are kind of, there's no wait staff or anything like that. It's almost self-serve in that sense, but you can go there and have a conversation and no one will give you a second look because people are always coming and going in the diner.
Good.
And in not even a back corner, just one of your regular table.
A side booth.
Yeah, your regular side booth is your contact. Do you have a name for this contact? Or is
I
this...
do.
Oh, great.
This contact, it is actually the crew chief. It's M.S.G.
Yeah, so M.S.G is a very recognizable figure in the lighthouse. So seeing him at the diner is not something out of the ordinary, and people are joining him for meals all the time.
Yeah.
So you spot him, and he gives you a friendly wave, and you come on over and sit down in the booth. It's good to see you. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
Was it a good mission?
We can skip this part. We can skip it. We both know I'm here. I need help.
I mean, you're telling me.
Don't be cute.
I can't help it. I'm just always this cute.
Right. Well, that's not true. Give me my help.
And how you expecting me paying for this?
With currency. And I slide over whatever currency I'm supposed to slide
So this
over
is going to
now.
require cred
Okay.
for you to spend.
I have 1 cred. I have 8 cred right now. Goodbye, cred. So long. Hey, let me erase that from my character sheet.
Can I interest you in a cred in this trying time?
You put the cred on the table and you slide it across. And go, only 1. All right. Yeah, I can help you out, but I'll tell you what. I need a favor.
You need a favor.
Yeah.
What do you need?
Well, it's real hard to get this stuff here. So I'll tell you what. If next time you're out and about and you're having to find a new supply, maybe you hook up a connection. You get them in touch with me. That way I get them in touch with you.
Hang on a minute. I just want to put this. I want to lay out the specifics of the mechanics of what you're describing right here. You are saying to me, an addict, that if I find a new supplier who is willing to sell, to connect them to you, so I can buy from you, and then you buy from them, instead of me just going to them. That's the arrangement you're putting on the table right now.
How many times do you ever find yourself in the same place twice?
Fair point. It's not as often as we would like.
Exactly. So you set me up with a steady supply, I set you up with a steady supply. That way it doesn't matter where you're going, when you're going. You can count on me.
Do you have any leads?
No, but you get out a lot more than I do. So I'll tell you what, this time 1 cred will do it, but next time come back with cred or a supply line, and I think we can continue doing business.
You want me to do this dose? I keep my cred. And next time I come to you, I found you a supplier.
Give me a sway roll.
All right, what am I rolling for that?
This will be controlled standard.
Wait. We can ask the dealer to give it to us for free? I didn't know that was an option. I got to try that more.
He's asked me to.
We're setting up a
help him.
business.
I guess that's fair. There aren't a lot of
So,
weed shops that are like,
I have-
hey,
so
can
Since
you
you have
hook
no
us up?
sway, you'll
Yeah.
roll 2
I
dice,
will
take
roll
the
2.
lower of the 2.
You are right. So I'm rolling with disadvantage on the sway. I rolled a 1 and a 6, but it's the 1 that counts.
No, I think you're gonna have to. I think this credit is gonna be at least a down payment.
Dang.
I say nothing and I slide over the cred, but I'm giving you full Kubrick stare right now.
And underneath the table, he flips a little. What does help come in? Does it come in a baggie? Is it a pill? What are we talking about here?
I think it is like Kool-Aid powder. I think it's like you just mix it in with water.
And you mix it into milk? Is it powdered milk?
Oh no!
Oh my lord.
Vetoed.
Is it special milk?
We have to let it go.
Never let
If
it
it
go.
wasn't Ben's character, I wouldn't have suggested
Fair.
it.
That's really fair.
I think you add it to water and the water becomes the special milk. I think that is how help works.
What if it ends up just being Propel and just, it turns out you're just dangerously low on electrolytes, and that's
Yeah.
why you have to.
Straight away. All I need to do is find somewhere in the universe that still sells Gatorade and I'm set for life.
It's got what trips crave.
So underneath the table, M.G, between 2 of his fingers, has the packet of help and slips it to you.
I take it and it's in my inventory now.
Well,
I think I think I have probably come over with a glass of water, and as we're talking, I just straight away into the water and I start slurping.
yeah. Anything simple in the diner, you can have it just appear there because that's not something that needs
It's
to be
just a glass
cooked.
of water.
Yeah.
I've added it. The water is turned into a kind of a light green, such as the light green you might see on a key lime LaCroix can.
Ooh.
Just pulling that out of nowhere, and I immediately I drink it, and it's gone.
And M.G gets up and says, "Always happy to help.
I need one more thing from you.
What's up?"
I need you to hook me up with someone on the lighthouse. And at this point, I'm actually going to pivot to train. Not train, sorry, to long-term project.
Ooh.
And my long-term project is I don't want to lay it all on the table now, but I want to I talk to M.G and I say, I need you to hook me up with someone who knows all the ins and outs of time travel. I mean someone who knows everything, all of it.
All right. Give me a bit, and I'll ping you when I got something for you.
All right. So I've indulged in my vice. I've actually taken my thing. Do I need to do a vice roll at this point? Because we haven't done that yet.
Yes. So this is very similar to when you do a resistance roll with damage. You're going to roll the die, and you're going to, whatever number you roll, you're going to subtract that much.
Well, you roll for your lowest stat. So whatever your lowest attribute is. So it would be, I guess in this case, it would be resolve.
Okay.
So just roll 1 dice.
Okay. Cool. 3.
I just looked it up earlier. That's why I know it.
Thank you for checking that. Yeah, I have the pages.
Yeah. So you will be able to reduce 3 stress.
Okay, good.
Just know, everyone, if you indulge your vice and you end up rolling a number higher than the amount of stress you have, you overindulge.
So that's what you just overindulged.
Well, I did just overindulge.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you had more than that. How
they
much
only had
stress?
one stress.
I had 1 stress and I rolled a 3.
Okay. We're going to come back to that.
Okay.
BB might overindulge. Makes sense. No, makes sense. Tracks so hard.
Okay. First thing I'm going to do is indulge my vice, because I feel like Chase is keyed up from her first mission, and she has a lot of adrenaline pumping, and she's like really feeling it. And the way that I want to indulge my vice, so my vice is that I'm a thrill seeker, and I do it for pleasure. So my idea is that since you now have said there are other ships that are also orbiting the sun, and it's not all just the lighthouse, I think there are some ships that are a little bit outside of like the main like law aspect of it. And so there's a ship, and I think I have this idea in mind. In my head, I'm almost sad that I'm not sad because it was great, but I'm sad we used the pendulum circuit in Doctor Who, because I feel like the pendulum circuit here would be so good.
Bring it back.
But no, I think instead there is just like a lot of extreme sports that are like space based. And when I have an idea, there's a ship that people just call the Plunge, and it's a old mining vessel, but the world that it would mine from no longer exists. And so what is happening right now, and this isn't going to be every time, this is like this particular vice, there is a race where people basically have on their like environmental suits to go out into space, and it's basically a race where you're like free diving through the mine shaft tunnel of this ship. Like normally it used to be there was a beam that would go down through the shaft in the middle of the ship for mining, but now that's like disabled because the planet isn't there anymore. And so it's almost like in the beginning, it's in Star Trek where they're like beaming, like basically like sky falling through it, and it's basically like this like extreme base jumper race kind of thing, and that's what Chase is doing.
Standing.
So I guess I'm just gonna roll for my. So it's, insight is my lowest stat. I only have 1 for that, so I roll 1 dice.
Well, hold off for this.
Sure.
'Cause I want to play this out a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So are you going to take your ship, the Stalker, over to the Plunge, or are you going to find another way over there?
I think I'm not gonna take the Stalker because I imagine it's tracked. So I think that I probably take just like a civilian transport. They're probably, I imagine it's almost like a lighthouse version of like a water taxi. Like when ships are mooring off, like in real life, mooring off the shore, a lot of times there's a water taxi that will go around and like get ships. So I think that like there is sort of like this hub bus kind of thing that takes, I kind of imagine there's like a section where a lot of ships are almost like docked in like an airlock like corridor where you can move from ship to ship by walking through this corridor, and then like not all the ships are on it, but like a few ships. It probably costs a certain amount of money to be docked on it. And so I think I like go down this corridor, and then I take a different taxi ship over to where the Plunge is.
And this is something you have done before.
Yeah, I think I know where lots of the illicit, like
Right.
I think there is a whole cottage industry of underground like extreme sports events. Like people are looking for activities. There's no matter how pure your society is, there's a black market somewhere. And so like I know where to find the thrills. Like I know I have mapped out almost the entire lighthouse. I know where almost everything is. Like it's like I've spent a lot of my time looking for trouble in the lighthouse, and so I know where trouble is when I want to find it.
Okay, yeah. So this is old hat for you. You've been going to do this since you were probably a preteen, sneaking away from the family and the people who run the shuttles. They know you at a glance, and it's like, oh, hey, haven't seen you in a little bit. Nice to have you back. And most of the time the pilots, they mind their own business. But when you arrive at the Plunge, oh, you are known at the Plunge. You have a reputation at the Plunge. You have competed. You have a history of pulling moves that no one in their right mind would ever do, but here you are, unscathed every time. And there's a group of 3 folks about your age who, as soon as they spot you,
Hey, yeah.
oh my God, where have you been?
I got a little heat, but I shook it off.
You okay?
I am now, yeah.
Well, please tell me you're here to jump. Oh my God.
Of course I'm here to jump.
Hey, everyone. And they get like the attention of the crew. It's like, look who's back.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, I love her hair.
I like doing like the fake humility of like, I'm waving my hand like the way like Tony Hawk probably would if he showed up at like a skating rink. I'm like,
Truly bad pitch. In the plunge, they call Mary Sue Gordon M.S.G. because she always brings the flavor.
you know what? Yes, that is 100% my nickname out all the extreme sports things. Yeah.
Amazing.
MSG.
MSG's back here to compete. Oh, okay. You know what? We're not even going to make you go through the qualifiers. We know you're good. Hey, who wants to jump? And like everyone is chomping at the bit because they want to race you. And it's up to you. You know, hey, pick your challenger. It's fine. Everyone's anxious to jump. So who do you pick out of the crowd?
I pick, I don't know. I pick a robot called the Mystery Machine. That's what's on Ben's shirt. Yeah. And it's a robot that has like a veil type mat. It's like a whole. It's very much a costume. Yeah. And like they're like it's like a robot that's dressed like the Hamburglar sort of like has. I know it's a robot with a ski mask.
I love this because it's almost like you all have wrestling personas.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's like it makes sense. Like yeah.
The Mystery Machine will take MSG down.
Yeah. It makes sense because it's all slightly illegal. So I think everybody has a nickname or persona. Like no one's using their real name. So I think they would just call me MSG and yeah.
Yeah. So the two of you step up to the starting positions and all right, everyone here knows the rules. 3, 2, 1, go. And like, we will. You're not going to make an actual roll. This will be your determination for your vice roll.
Okay.
But describe the feeling. Like what. Not only the physical, but the emotional feeling. Like, tell me what you are going through.
You know what? I think that even though she's enjoying it, I think I'm actually feeling a little bit less of the thrill that I normally have in the past because now I've been through an actual like danger situation. And so I'm like, this isn't quite as thrilling as it was to be like grappling hooking off of a ship while we were stealing it. So like I'm still having fun and I'm into it, but it definitely feels now like I'm sparring before an actual boxing match as opposed to feeling like this used to be the pinnacle of thrill for me. Now this feels like warming up for being out in the field.
I really like that. Why don't you go ahead and make your vice roll?
Okay, so again, insight is my lowest one, and so I'm going to roll 1 for that. I got a 1, so I took off 1 stress.
That's perfect because right now what has been doing it for you is not enough.
Yeah.
So it does relieve a little bit of stress, but maybe not as much as you were hoping for.
That's going to be real fun when we get to our next mission. All right. Someone's going to have some trauma.
Amazing.
Yeah, I still have 4 stress.
Oh no.
I did a lot of flashbacks in that last heist. I need some of y'all to step up your flashback game so it's not all on my shoulders.
I have 7 stress.
Yeah,
so I need to not
fair.
do any flashbacks next mission.
Oh my gosh,
I'm going to die.
It's all on my shoulders now. My
It's a
beaver
dried up
shoulders.
little sphere.
Trip.
Hi, what's up? Sorry.
You are
Hi,
currently
what's up?
Experiencing
Technical difficulties. Please stand by.
the high of help. How does it make you feel?
I don't feel like I have control over that.
No, but tell me
No.
what it feels like though.
It feels good. Like I'm some kind of wonderful drug.
Great. So you're just walking through the corridors of the lighthouse, just kind of not really headed anywhere in particular.
Yeah, everything's great and chill and I'm vibing
And you turn a corner and you bump into a very large individual. They are about 9 feet tall. They are bipedal and with very dark green, scaly kind of features to them. And they look down upon you and say, "You're in the help, aren't you?"
Trip looks to you and says, "Hey there, Skip. That's a swell tie."
This person looks down and says, "I'm not wearing a tie, but you still owe me from your last help trip.
I don't think I do, friend. You'd look good in a tie. Would you like me to get you a tie?
And this individual shoves you quite hard, and you kind of go flying back, and your butt hits the ground. And I don't know how that feels while you're on help.
I don't think I feel any pain. I think I do feel a little disoriented because I was standing and now I'm on the floor. And I look up to this person and go, well, that's not very nice. That's not fun at all. What are you doing?
You know it's not fun? When someone says they're going to pay me and they don't. Where's my cred, Trip?
I'm so sorry. I do not remember even a little bit of your name. What is your name?
Growl.
Growl? Were you saying a word or were you growling just then? Because either way, I love it.
He punches you in the face.
Oh no!
And you're going to take a level 1 harm.
Okay.
Just a bruise to the face.
Is that stress?
No, it's a level 1 harm.
Level 1 harm.
So see where your harms are? Just right. Punched face. It's
But
2.
that's the moneymaker.
It's 2 cred, Trip. I see you again. It's 4. I see you again after that. No one will ever see you again. And he kicks you in the gut just for good measure and walks away.
I think Chip's reaction to this is, well, that wasn't very nice at all. I'm not enjoying this even a little bit.
But then the help kicks in, and suddenly you've forgotten all about this.
Fine.
But you've got the bruises to remember.
Ooh, I mean, I'm not feeling it now. I will feel it later.
Oh, you
Right
most
now,
certainly will.
So since you're already lilac, what color is a black eye for Trip?
A black eye? Oh, there's a question.
Sorry, Dan, you should say that. You say it, and I.
No, it's fine.
Great question, Dan.
Dan, when you edit this, can you drop in you asking that question?
Yeah,
Instead of
can you change my voice using the Dan AI? The Dan eye?
The Dane? No. Let me start that again.
count winners?
Don't be winners.
I think a black eye. I think it's actually the skin just kind of turns like a white, not white as in like a
Ooh.
Caucasian skin tone, but as in literally
No, like little.
white.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
Like that?
Cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Not mad at that.
And so from the combination of your drug usage and just now getting attacked, Trip, you pass out unconscious on the floor of the lighthouse.
Thank you for listening to Good Chaotic. The Good Chaotic crew is Châu Kate Lê, Ben Paddon, Riley Silverman, and Michael Nixon. Our GM is Dan Peck. Our theme music was created by Daphne Sacklines. Follow us on social media at Good Chaotic Pod, or join us in our Discord to hang out with other fans, share fan art, and talk about the episodes. If you'd like to help support the show, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you get your podcasts, or by becoming a patron at patreon.com/goodchaoticpod. And also, tell your friends. It really helps us get the word out and get new listeners. Until next time.